I'm coming to you guys today with a more straightforward video. I'm just talking to a camera. There might be a graphic here or there somewhere, but probably not. I wanted to talk to you guys about a problem that you're going to face in your life. I faced it myself, and I'll give you an example of how. People are going to try to keep you in a box. As you age, as you develop, if you have any semblance of ambition that goes outside of the norm, if you're not just doing your 9 to 5 and maybe coaching a soccer team on the side, this is escaping from the normal expected reality of the people that you grew up with. And that's just honest. It's not necessarily rooted in jealousy and envy, although part of it might be there. It's just the fact that you've shattered their reality, and you're going to shatter their reality, whether you're hyper ambitious or not. Last year, a little bit before, but last year, I started going to Asia. And I started being a concierge of types. I would have high-level clients. I created a network of millionaires and a few billionaires, and we would go out. We would have lunches. We would have dinners. I would source them products, things that they needed, and I made a lot of money, and I started making more. Part of it was from gambling, and a lot of it was from different sales of different goods. Now, what this showed other people was a change, right? A pretty big one, too. All of a sudden, I was in Asia wearing suits, sitting in nice restaurants, wearing nice watches, doing things that people really couldn't imagine me doing 6 months ago. So you have to understand that that's pretty shocking, right? It's going to shock the reality and the reality of what you have built up about yourself for the past 10 years. And it's not necessarily saying that you're a loser, and you have been, but your friends, your family, they know a different version of you. So when you decide to institute a change into your life, it is shocking to the box in their subconscious. And they don't want you leaving that. They don't want you thinking you're better than them. They don't want you doing things that are cooler than what they're doing. They're sitting at home doing the same shit. You're doing something special. That was my situation. But this applies to everything, right? It's not just about attaining some level of success or enlightenment from a backpacking journey. It's also not necessarily rooted in envy, right? I don't think my friends are jealous. I'm sure they would have loved to have the experience themselves, but I don't think that they're necessarily craving it and mad at it. However, the only thing that people can do by trying to keep you in a box is negative. And it's hurtful, right? This is going to happen to you. Your friends, your family are going to hurt your feelings when you become ambitious, because they do not see what you see. They don't think what you think. They only know what you've done. They only know you for who you are. And who you are is just a run-of-the-mill guy. For the most part, you might be special at this. You might be extra at that. You might dress good. You might have a good jawline. Something might be going extra good for you, and that might be what you're known for. But once you break the mold, once you decide you're a dropshipping expert, and 3 years go by and you're making passive $15K a month, once you decide you're going all in on sports betting, and in 2 weeks you have a Bugatti, it's very abrupt to people's psyche, and that's really what it is. You're shocking a lot of people, especially those people close to you. So a lot of people talk about this conflict that they have with their friends, their family, once they achieve success, and it's because nobody sees it coming other than you. You're the only person that knows what's going on in your head. You're the only one that's making the moves. Now, I posted some of the things that I did on social media. The people that barely knew me loved it. Some of my other friends, I'm pretty sure they talked about it negatively. What's he think he's doing? Oh, this is fake. This is bullshit. This isn't real. The money was real. Right? Everything was real. As I dwelled on it, as an adult should, I realized that they just didn't see that side of me that I knew I was capable of. And going forward, look, I'm doing this YouTube thing now, and I'm a small channel. It's embarrassing. It's cringy. I planned for it to work out, right? But right now, it's really easy to make fun of. And it's not necessarily like, oh, no one's making fun of me because they're jealous that I have 37 subscribers on YouTube. They're making fun of me because I'm not successful in it, which isn't a nice thing to do. But if it's banter, it's funny, right? Like, I could take a joke. This is an easier example of keeping you in a box and allowing you to leave it. If I become successful on YouTube and my friends know about it the whole time, it's not going to be so much of a shock, right? If you get a new job tomorrow and it goes from earning 50K a year to 100K a year, your lifestyle is going to change. You're going to be different. If you decide that you're going to change up and do this, it's going to rub people the wrong way if you start your own car washing company, if you start a car detailing company, if you start waxing boats, making thousands of dollars a boat. It's going to change your perception, your hard work, the time that you had for other things, the time that you had for friends, for family. It's going to change. And if you have a semblance of ambition in your life, you'll experience that. But I also want to say, if you are not a necessarily ambitious person, you will still experience this because you will hopefully achieve growth at some point in your life. Eventually, you'll learn another language. Eventually, you'll be able to play the guitar. And some of these things are happy, right? It's like, oh, great. It's not necessarily people keeping you in the box. But when you have a drive, when you have a change that's made that supersedes somebody in your friend group, supersedes somebody in your family, they become skeptical. Are you sure? What is this? There's a little bit of an argument to be had there. And it's strange. A lot of people say these are disingenuous friends, but the reality is you don't even realize what you've done to their subconscious. They've known you since you were 11 years old. For 15 years, you're 26 now, all of a sudden, you live in Singapore. All of a sudden, you're in Japan for a month. All of a sudden, you have an Italian girlfriend who's a supermodel and you're going to her show in Milan. These things bother people who haven't really made any moves. They've got a couple of promotions. They've made a good living in America or a first world country. They've done some things well. However, when you start doing something out of the norm, right, out of the box, it's strange to people because they can't imagine that. What do you mean you didn't sit there and play video games all night for a month and you made how much money in that month? Oh, but you're playing video games right now. The main point that I want to drive home is that you yourself, you're going to experience friction when you leave the box that everybody else put you in. And it's not a bad box. It's not like people put you in there to keep you down and keep you from being somebody that you want to be. It's just a box that you yourself have created because you were a child once. The only thing you could do was go to middle school and make friends. So now that you're out of college and you want to do something else, people don't see you that way. People's parents still see you as a child. You'll hear it all the time. You'll have a kid and your mother will come and say, I still see you as a kid. I can't believe you have one. And it's not a bad thing that you're in that box in your mother's head, but it's a reality. She's not envious. She's not like, well, what the fuck? I can't believe you had a kid. You're supposed to be my kid. No, it's just shocking to these people. It's the same thing with ambition. If you have an ambitious idea and you act upon it, it's not really received well. And that's something you have to be prepared for. You have to be ready for people not to be accepting of your ambition. And you have to be really ready for the cringy phase of whatever your ambition is. And then you also have to be ready for your success phase. When you become successful and people didn't really see it coming, you're still in the box, right? Is this a box? You're still in whatever shape this is. When you're in this shape and you break out of it because of your own success, your own aptitude, your own learning, putting yourself in a different position, it is scary to a lot of people that you might become, in their head, better than them. Of course, you're not better than anybody, but in their head, well, wow, he traveled across the world and met these people and made this money, and here's the pictures to prove it. And he's wearing a suit in this one. And what is that? Oh my God. And then he bought a house. It's perplexing to a lot of people that this reality could have been them. Now, again, that's not rooted in jealousy or envy. It might be, but it's just perplexing. And it's almost sad too. Oh, that could have been me. If I just would have waited a couple more years, I could have done that. Again, this might not be something that people think even in their frontal lobe or whatever the part of your brain that thinks is. It might be something subconscious. So I would recommend giving these people the benefit of the doubt because they're not on your same wavelength. If they were ambitious, if they were happy for you, then they would just be outwardly happy for you. If they understood human emotions and growth and ambition, these people are going to be happy for you. It's not hard to differentiate, but it's when you take offense to this, you show a lack of growth yourself. You'll be able to discern whether somebody's jealous and being mean versus if somebody's just confused as to your sudden growth of character or the amount of money you make. If you've shocked the world with your recent success, you have to understand your friends and family are going to be a little confused. Wait, what? You bought a Rolls Royce? That's kind of crazy. I didn't know you were making that kind of money. That's good for you. That might be the reaction. You might go, well, that's not a really great reaction to be buying a Rolls Royce. But you have to realize what you're doing to people. It's just like an argument, and I'll make a video on this one later. But the reason people react negatively during an argument is because you've broken some concept of their reality by saying something. It doesn't mean that you're right, but you've challenged their concept of reality, and that scares people into having a little more emotion when they talk. It's the same thing here. The pursuit of ambition leads to the shattering of the box that people have put you in, and that is shocking to them. It's not necessarily rooted in jealousy, but it is always going to be shocking.